What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Zorro. Last time, we introduced Temüjin born, clutching a blood clot, with a name meaning man of iron, surrounded by a crowded, chaotic family camp. It was a happy home, sure, but happiness on the steppe is like fermented mare's milk. It tastes great for a minute, then it goes sour fast. And Temüjin's luck? It went south hard. See, Temüjin was actually in a pretty awkward spot in his own family. His mother, Holan, openly favored two other sons, Kasar, the second-born, and Temüjin, the youngest and neediest. Kasar was handsome, and a killer archer, a total athlete. Temüj was the baby. They were the classic golden boys. And Temüjin? He was the eldest, but he always felt like a bit of an outsider. Case in point, one time, Yasuge was moving the whole tribe to a new campsite. They packed up the yurts and herded the livestock. And what did they do? They accidentally left 9-year-old Temüjin behind at the empty old campsite. He was stranded there for days, starving and chewing on grass roots, until he finally caught his little pony and tearfully chased down the main group. Can you imagine that scene? A tiny kid chasing a cloud of dust across the vast steppe, yelling, "Dad! Mom! Wait up!" But wait, it gets crazier. Just a little while later, in 1170, Yasuge dropped a bomb. He was taking Temüjin to the Ongarat tribe to get engaged. An 8-year-old engagement? Hold on, guys, don't freak out. Steppe tradition was wild. A boy had to live with his future in-laws for a few years as a little indentured servant. He'd herd sheep and milk goats, so the father-in-law could basically vet him. Is this kid any good? Is he dependable? If he passed the test, the daughter would marry him. But here's the puzzle. Why did Yasuge rush to send Temüjin, specifically, away first? The irony is magical. Yasuge stole Holan from the Ongirat tribe. Now he was sending his own son back. Was he walking the wolf cub right into the hunter's den? Some people speculate that Yasuge already suspected Temüjin wasn't his biological son. Others say Holan, seeing her eldest struggling at home, begged her husband to send him back to her tribe, just to protect him. The truth? The history books don't say. We just have to connect the dots. Plot twist. They never made it to the Ongarat tribe. The father and son stopped to rest at the home of a man named Sechin, and Yasuge instantly fell for his 9-year-old daughter, Berta. The secret history of the Mongols describes the two children like this. There was fire in their eyes and light in their faces. Translated, these two kids stood there with a 2 Instagram filter automatically applied. You could tell they were destined for greatness. Sechin immediately sealed the deal. "My daughter will marry your son." Yasuge stayed one night, then packed up and left, leaving Temüjin and 1 horse behind as a down payment. These two kids, only 17 years old combined, met less than 24 hours earlier, and just like that, one of the most powerful couples in world history was official. They would go on to have 4 sons, with their genes spreading to the Yuan dynasty, the Timurid Empire, and even European royalty. I'm telling you, destiny is wild. On his way out, Yasuge gave Sechin a strange warning. "My son is afraid of dogs. Please don't let your dogs bite him." It sounds almost like a bad joke, but when you look closer, it's heartbreaking. It sounds like a man giving his last instructions. And sure enough, just 3 days after leaving, Yasuge died of poison. He decided to cut through the Tatar tribe's territory. They were having a feast, and Yasuge, being a warrior, just walked up and asked to share their fermented milk. The Tatars instantly recognized him. This was the man who had personally killed several of their top fighters years ago. Instead of fighting, the Tatars calmly poisoned his drink with a slow-acting toxin. Yasuge rode for 3 days, collapsing at home. His last words before dying? "Bring my son back quickly." His old friend, Munlik, rode all night to retrieve Temüjin, who had only been with Berta's family for about 10 days. Temüjin walked back into a home already filled with grief. Under Steppe tradition, when a man died, his younger brother or a relative was supposed to marry the widow and raise the children. It was called levirate marriage. But when it came to Holan's family, Yasuge's uncles and cousins from the Taichud tribe all backed off. "She's a stolen woman, too much baggage. 7 kids, all freeloaders. Who can afford that?" They held a tribal meeting and made a shocking decision. Holan, the co-wife Sochigel, and all 7 children were to be abandoned on the steppe to die. On the day they left, the whole tribe packed up and took everything: the horses, the sheep, the cows, the cheese curds, the felt, anything that could be rolled up, they took. Only one old man named Yigidai couldn't stand it. He cursed them out. "Are you even human?" His reward? He was stabbed in the stomach and left to die alongside them. 9-year-old Temüjin stood on the barren steppe, watching the dust cloud of his tribe disappear. The wind was whipping his face raw, and hungry wolves howled in the distance. His mother, Hoilun, was clutching baby Temüge, silently weeping. From that day on, that 9-year-old kid fully understood the brutality of the steppe. If no one is protecting you, you have to become the hardest blade yourself. So, how did this single mother and her 7 kids survive, surrounded by hungry wolves and vengeful enemies? And how did Temüjin go from being the pitiable little outcast to the Genghis Khan who brought everyone to their knees? You'll have to stick around to find out. If you're hooked on this story, give the video a thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss part 3 of Temüjin's journey. See you next time.